Hi, this is Johanna with Agents of Helm, and I'm going to take a little departure today from reviewing books to review a play I just saw that was so awesome that I actually had to do a review immediately after I saw it, partly because it's awesome and partly because it's only going to be around for a couple of days, so I'm hoping we get this up tonight. Some people might actually be able to go because it's really good. The name of the play is This Is Not About 9/11. It was written and stars Sarah Van Auken. It's directed by Ellie Marissa Ruttenberg, and it also stars James C. Jackson. And it is about 9/11, but not really, which is kind of the point of the play. Basically, the child of a victim of 9/11 is asked to be interviewed for the 9/11 Museum in order for her testimony to be archived. And basically, it's kind of this conflict between her and the interviewer, and the way that the blocking of the scene is set up, the interviewer is actually behind you, so you don't see him, and his voice is over the speakers, which gives you this feeling of imposition, also kind of a big brother kind of feel, and just this sense that it's a generalized, not malevolence, but it could be several people saying it. It could be the whole country saying it, because I think that's kind of the point that Sarah Van Auken's trying to make here. So what you see is Sarah Van Auken reacting to these questions, and the actress is, by the way, amazing. She has the most amazing expressive face. Every little emotion that she's feeling, she's able to convey in her face, which is important in a play like this because it's 45 minutes of Sarah with the interviewer behind you. So there were a couple of themes in the play that I found very interesting and actually were connected to things we talked about in the conspiracy theory episode, which you haven't listened to it. It's really cool, not just because I moderated it, because I moderated it. One theme was this idea of tragedy porn, which is our need to hear these stories of the children of victims of 9/11 or other survivors over and over and over. At one point, Sarah says, you can find this on Google. You've already Googled me, which kind of felt like a shout out to the audience because Sarah Van Auken actually is the child of a victim of 9/11. Her father was killed in the towers. So there's this sense of, you already know this. Why are you asking me this? Why do we have to keep revisiting this part of the legacy or even just 9/11 when that's not the most important part of what 9/11 means? And as you're going and as he's asking her these questions and knowing that she has already had to experience this, both as the character and as the actress, you start to realize that it's kind of like it's tragedy porn. You know, he asks her, so were you able to bury your father, or his fragments still somewhere? Have they ever been able to find them? And it's extremely uncomfortable. But at the same time, you know that's a question that's been asked and that a lot of people are curious about. And Sarah specifically does not answer these questions in the play because they're not just inappropriate, but they're irrelevant at this point. It's been 13 years, and like she said, you can find it on Google. So she questions why. Why is he asking us these things? And he at one point says, I'm asking you because it'll prevent another 9/11, which is something that I hear people say on Facebook when they post pictures of dead babies. It's tragedy porn. And so there's also a voyeuristic aspect to it, which I think really neatly ties to, there's a few political moments in the play. And I think that feeling that you're a voyeur, not only are we voyeurs because we want to know all these like really intimate details about the victim, about how he died, about the bone fragments, but also the way that, again, it's blocked. It's, you're looking at Sarah Van Auken, and she has like a focus around her, like a spotlight. And that's how you're looking at. So it's this feeling of you're kind of snooping on this extremely conversation, emotional conversation that she's having. As for the political stuff, something we talked about on the conspiracy theory episode, watch it, was about how much people actually care about conspiracies or anything else that our government might be doing. And I think actually Sarah Van Auken brings this up. She says, people are numb. People don't know how to feel these things, and that if the purpose of bringing up 9/11 is to wake people up or never forget, that it's failed terribly. And that is an interesting perspective to hear. I think it's right, and I think it challenges some of these notions we have when we, honor or commemorate 9/11. Like, how much are we really looking at what's going on in our country, both as a result of 9/11, but also what are we doing about what caused 9/11, and are those causes what we usually think of as causes? I love seeing things that it's not about challenging my perspective, but are a perspective I didn't even think about. And this was a play that did it. It's also very emotional. I think it's the playwright was able to very much put her emotions into it. I thought it was great, and I think everyone should see it. It is playing tomorrow, and Saturday there's 2 showings. So it's a very limited engagement. But I'm hoping we'll get this out. We'll get the word out. Some people will want to go see it. It's challenging, but at the same time, it's welcoming you into the life of this particular child of a victim of 9/11, and the fact that she has a life. It's been 13 years, and no one seems interested in knowing about how she's grown from the experience and what she's been able to do with her life. So I thought that was great. We'll have more details about the theater and everything on the website. Go see it if you can. If not, I'm hoping it'll come back for another run. All right, this is Johanna with Agents of Helm. You can find us at agentsofhelm.com. Leave comments. My Twitter handle is @InkyOctopus, INKYOCTOPUS. Peace.